Hey YouTube, it's Marita and welcome to another edition of the Nurse Lounge. Happy Nurses Week to those of you who are watching and following these videos for this week. My name is Dr. Marita P and I am going to do a video every single day, or post a video, upload a video every single day for Nurses Week. And I hope you enjoy this series. I did this last year and had a great time doing it. And these videos will be either stories, something uplifting, inspirational, something helpful, meaning that something that's going to be to help you get to the next better you. But I want you to definitely subscribe to this channel because you need to see what's going on in the Nurse Lounge and see what we are doing over here. So today, this is a story time, if you will, kind of, not really. But I wanted to talk about how success is built off of failure. If you want to see what I'm talking about, stay tuned. All right, and we are back. So my name is Dr. Marita P. I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for almost 16 years now. I'm an OG. I am an OG. I'm an OB-GYN, well baby nursery nurse. I'm also a nurse educator, nurse mentor, and hopefully add nurse consultant to my resume. With that being said, we are talking about in today's video. Oh, one more thing. My name is Dr. Marita P. So therefore, guess what? I just finished my doctoral degree. On April 28th of 2020, I successfully disseminated or defended my research. So I'm pleased to happy to say and to reintroduce myself as Dr. Marita P at this point in time. Anyway, so how did I get here? I'm gonna do a whole video on that for you. How did I get from nothing to Dr. Marita P? That's not what this video is about though. This video is about this video is about actually why my failures actually contributed to my success. So I will touch on it, but it will not be, hold on, you'll hear ambulances and fire trucks. Okay, so I want to share with you, for those of you who are taking prerequisites and you're kind of like, I'm never going to make it in nursing school. I'm never going to be a nurse. I'm not going to be a good nurse. I'm not going to be this, that, and the other. Let me tell you something, okay? First and foremost, I have a degree in psychology, okay? So I was getting that degree in psychology because I thought I wanted to be a psychologist, okay? And after I got my degree in psychology, I realized I had two girls at that point in time. I was a single parent. I was 22, two girls, single parent, okay? And I realized this psychology degree was not going to help me take care of my girls at that point in time. So what I decided to do was look into, without government assistance. And I had been on government assistance, excuse me, I had been on government assistance this entire time. So I really wanted to get off government assistance because I wanted to be able to live a life that I could live without depending on the government or without them being in my business. So what I basically did was, I was going to school, but I was having a good time. I was having babies, which we know how that gets here. Having a good time, going to clubs, partying, things like that. So I was doing good when it comes to my psychology degree. But when I realized that wasn't going to cut it in terms of taking care of my girls, I had to have another plan. So about a year before I graduated from my BS in psychology, I was like, I'm going to have a plan for after this because this psychology ain't going to pay out. What I did was I went and applied to nursing school. So I was still working on my psychology degree, but I applied to nursing school. And as a result of that, I got accepted to 3 different schools. And I just had to look through their prerequisites and see what I needed to do. I was conditionally accepted because I was still missing some prereqs, okay, for nursing school. So I realized right then and there, I had 1 year left before I could graduate. And I was looking ahead to the next degree and realizing, ooh, these D's that I done got in anatomy and physiology, part 1 and part 2, that ain't gonna cut it in terms of me getting to nursing school. So I was conditionally accepted, but I was trying to raise my GPA up because I needed to be accepted, for sure. And so, don't you know I took A&P 3 times? 3 times. I took anatomy and physiology 3 times before I actually got a B in the class. I got D's the first time. So D's is passing, okay? But a D don't get you into nursing school. So I took A and P 3 times. 3 times. The third time was a charm. I got a B in both sections. So I took both sections 3 times. Because at first I was like, okay, with this psychology degree, I'm cool with a D in anatomy and physiology. I'm cool with it. I don't need to change this. But then I realized in order to get to nursing school, I was going to change this. So I did go back and repeat those classes back then. I do suggest you try to do your best to get the best grades you can on the first go around, because financial aid is now making it where you can only take a class 1 time. They will not pay for a class a second or third time. But back then they were paying for classes second and third time. So we could definitely take classes 2 and 3 and 4 times back then, and they pay for it. Well, that's not going on now. So definitely do it right the first time. But I'm just telling you that we're talking about over what, I've been a nurse for almost 16 years. So over 20 years ago now at this point in time, that I was taking classes and I failed A and P 3 or 2 times. I got it right the third time with a B in both sections. So I took that as my catalyst to say, okay, you know what? If you just sit down and focus, you can actually do good in these classes. And maybe nursing might be for you because of the fact that you are actually doing pretty good in these science classes when you apply yourself. When you apply yourself and when you decide that, hey, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to do good. I'm going to study. I'm going to stay out of these clubs, because that's what I was doing at that point in time. I'm going to stay out of these clubs. If I don't understand something, I'm going to get help. That's when I realized that I had potential for nursing school. So now fast forward. I get those classes corrected, get B's in those classes. I'm conditionally accepted into nursing school. The school I happened to pick only had 3 classes in which I had to take in order to get unconditionally accepted into their program. So I graduate from my psychology degree in May of 2002. I'm supposed to start nursing school in August of 2002. But I got 3 science classes I got to take that summer. And if you know anything about summer terms are very quick. So I basically had to take 2 chemistry classes, their labs, and the microbiology class and its lab in order to get into nursing school unconditionally. To really start in August, I had to have those 3 classes. I had 2 little girls. I was a single parent, like I said. And my thing was this. How in the hell am I going to do this? I'm not good in chemistry. To this day, I'm not good in chemistry. But guess what? It was either me learn that chemistry or not go to nursing school. So I sat down and I had peer partners, I had tutors, I had all kinds of people in which could help me learn this chemistry we had to learn. How the word catalyst is the only word I remember from chemistry. Catalyst. And I actually use it when it has nothing to do with chemistry. It means it was the agent that created the change. But I use it in terms of everyday language. I use like, what was the catalyst for this, that, and the other. I got that from chemistry. Don't know chemistry otherwise, okay? I did those 2 chemistry classes, got B's in those classes. I want to say B's in the labs because I wouldn't even fill in the lab. Microbiology got B's in that 1 lab and in the class. I took 3 science classes in 8 weeks. You know, it's hard to take those classes in 16 weeks, okay? 3 science classes in 8 weeks, their labs in 8 weeks, was successful at finishing that program to start nursing school in August in 2002. I graduated from nursing school in May of 2004 or August of 2004. I failed the HESI, so I'm fast forwarding now. I didn't fail any nursing classes at all. I was very serious. Once I figured out what I needed to do, I was very serious about nursing school and making sure I did the best I could, got help when I needed to get help. The lowest grade I had was an adult health 2, which I got a C on the cardiac test, the cardiology test. And that C on that cardiology test brought my class grade down to an 84 point something, and an 85 was a B for that class. So I only got 1 C in nursing school, and that was that. But now fast forward, okay? So I told you about the prereqs. I told you about my summer session before. A little bit about the nursing school itself. Nursing school itself was difficult, but I was able to study and focus and really, pay attention for nursing school. That 1 C, that's just not my chapter. Cardiac is still not my thing. Cardiac is not my thing. I'm an OB nurse. So fast forward from that. Now it's time to graduate. We have to take the exit exam, which was called the HESI at that point in time. When I was a junior in nursing school, we took the HESI as part of a pilot program where we didn't have to pass it, but we had to remediate if we did not pass it. You still remediated, but you got to pass. You had to go on to the next year. Well, in your senior year, they tied the HESI to a class. I think it was our trends in leadership or some kind of leadership class. And if you did not pass the HESI, you had an incomplete in your class, even though you may have an A in your class already. But they tied the HESI to that class. So if you did not pass the HESI, then you had to get an I or incomplete in that leadership class until you passed it. And you couldn't sit for the boards until you passed it. So guess how many times I took the HESI? 3 times. 3 times I took the HESI test, okay? Exit exam. The first time I took it and I wasn't very serious about it. I was like, I'm going to pass this test. I'm not worried about that. Went in there. I think we had to have I don't know what score we had to have, 800. I don't know what score we had to have. But whatever we had to have, I did not have it. And I didn't think it was a big deal at the time. I'm like, well, okay, whatever. I'll go to remediation. No big deal. Well, then I saw all my classmates passing this test that I wasn't passing at all. And I'm kind of like, oh, this is for graduation? Like, if I don't pass this, I don't walk type of thing? Yeah, that's what happened. So after that, I went to remediation. I took it a little bit more seriously at that point in time. I started getting my NCLEX books and learning how to answer those questions when it comes to NCLEX. What is it they want to know versus what I actually know? How do I think versus what do I know? That's what the NCLEX is testing you for. How do you think? Not what you know. So it's not regurgitating facts. It's how do you think in this scenario, okay? Once I learned that and went through my remediation class, and remediation at that time, we did Kaplan back then. So Kaplan came, they paid for Kaplan to come to our school and do a remediation course with us. And I did my remediation course, and guess what? I did better, but I still failed. You don't know how devastating that was to come out of that it was only like 5 of us left at this point in time. And I was one of the 5 who, from the first time, who didn't pass the second time. And we gave us a total of 3 times. And after the 3rd time, you had to go back and retake that class over again. And I was supposed to graduate in 2004, right? So mind you, we had an August commencement. We had an August commencement ceremony. They let me walk in May. They let me walk across the stage in May, but I hadn't passed nothing at that point in time. I was not a BSN, RN, new graduate, whatever you want to call it. I was not, because technically I hadn't even made the requirements to pass nursing school. So what ends up happening was I had to just kind of make a decision, like, okay, it's all coming down to this. It's all coming down to this HESI exam right here. You have to get it together. So I kept on getting my NCLEX books, my study books, and kept on doing questions. I did 50 questions a night, looking at rationale as to why I was getting them right or wrong. And after a while, my brain started learning how to answer those questions. I went in there, took that test the 3rd time. I think you had to score like a 900 or something. I don't remember what the number was, but I scored a 1200 on that test. When I saw that score, and mind you, other people was taking that test too, I just jumped for joy. I was just happy and yelling like I actually passed the test. And the instructor was so happy for me because she was worried we was going to fail this test yet again. It took me 3 times to pass that HESI. But here I am before you, a doctoral graduate. So that failure did not only help me. Sometimes failure allows you to refocus. Have your pity party, cry, do what you need to do, but dry those tears and move forward. That's what I had to do. With this doctoral degree, there were several times I've cried about this program. Several times I wanted to quit. I didn't fail anything, but that's not the point. There's several times I wanted to quit this program. I had my pity party. I cried those tears. Sometimes writing, can't even see clearly because I'm trying to do my homework through tear-filled eyes. But I got through it. That failure led to my success. Do not let failure deter you from what your ultimate goal is. Remember why you started. I don't care if it takes you 10 times. You finish this degree. I don't care if you finish the degree and you don't pass the boards the first time. The best nurses I know took the boards 2 and 3 times. Now for me, because I had to go through all that preparation, I don't know how many times, I did pass the boards the first time because that's what the HESI was trying to do. Get a score high enough, or the school wanted us to have a score high enough so that we could pass the boards the first time. And I did pass the boards the first time. But I did take all 265 questions. And the year that I took the boards, it was a new year, a new rollout of the format of questions. So we had a whole new rollout. And in case you all didn't know, certain people are selected, and it's random, to take the entire test. Well, guess who was selected for that? Anything could go wrong. I always say it's me who gets something like that. So I took all 265 questions on the NCLEX. But yes, I did pass the NCLEX the first time. But again, my point is there's some people who don't pass the first time. They don't pass the third time, but they keep trying. They figure out what it is that they are not successful at and why. They fix that, and then they succeed. You will not reap the benefits of what you do unless you put in the work. Hard work. If you want to be a nurse, if you want to be master prepared, if you want to be doctorally prepared, you can do it. There's nothing that's stopping you. Absolutely nothing. I have failed time and time and time again. But guess what? I'm Dr. Marita P. now. Why? Because despite all my failures, I kept going. I kept going. I kept going. Again, tear-filled eyes, but I kept going. I looked at those kids. I have 4 children. I looked at my children and saw, I was like, you know what? You're doing this for them. Do not fail your children, okay? If I wasn't doing it for me, there would be plenty of times with this doctoral degree, I said, I'm just going to quit. I looked at those kids. I said, I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for the nursing students who happen to look like me, who wondering, can I even get this bachelor's degree? Can I even be an LPN? Yes, you can. You can be whatever you want to be. Don't let anybody else tell you you can't. I don't care how many times you failed something. Dry your eyes and keep it moving. Get up, put one foot in front of the other, and keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. You got this. All right. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Failure does equal success if you work towards it. Like, comment, share, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Nurse Lounge. It's free 99. It's not going to cost you anything. It's not going to hurt anything. Subscribe to the channel so you can always know when I upload. Because it is Nurses Week, I am uploading every day of Nurses Week. I'm uploading from May 6th through, or actually May 5th, because I'm going to actually throw in a bonus video, through May 12th. Every day I'm having a nurse video for you all. Definitely subscribe. You don't want to miss this. If you want to follow me on my social media platforms, on IG, the banner is up there at the top. You select the Melanin RN _ MPN one. It takes you directly to the page. Follow me over there. I will have it also linked, or not linked, but also listed in the bottom. I have a business email. I will have that at the bottom as well. If you want to email me regarding anything, regarding nursing, questions you may have, suggestions, videos that you would like me for me to do, which a lot of these videos have come exactly from the ones other people have suggested for me to do. Please email me and leave that there, or just put something down here in the comment box that you want to do a video, or you want me to do a video on whatever. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. And until the next time, you all take care. Bye-bye.